So the Vegas Grand Prix is returning this year to the calendar. This track is a crazy piggy tied by its legs on a fishing pole, upside down looking track. I mean, it's not the most fun to drive. Well, more on that later. Let's head into our segment, Pit Stop Recap. So, what happened at Interlagos? My, remember me saying that us putting all our eggs on Mercedes basket might jinx them? I guess it did come true, didn't it? So Mercedes took a huge tumble down here. Well, let's cover it day by day. On Friday, what happened? Practice and qualifying. So Max took pole as usual, crushing our hopes for a good race on Sunday. And just after I raged against Aston, they started a P3 by Lance. That was the most unexpected thing ever. And Charles, poor Charles, he started second. I'll get more on him later. The grid for Sunday looked like Max on top, Charles, and then Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, and then my boy Lando, with Carlos Sainz, Perez, and Piastri in the back. So what happened during Q3 was it suddenly went from daytime to nighttime. Let me pull up some photos here just so you guys could see how intense it was. I mean, you probably watched the race, so you know how it went. And then on Saturday, the sprint shootout. Lando lined up P1, and then was Max and Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Yuki, Leclerc. Later that day, there was the sprint race, and my god, Mercedes took a tumbling down. Like, what happened to their pace? I believe people said that it was a setup change because they raised their ride height a bit too high because they were afraid what happened at US might happen again, and it screwed up. They had to run higher downforce wings, so that went downhill for them. I mean, part of me is actually happy that Mercedes isn't doing too well, because what if they bring the zero pods or this same car again next year, being like, oh, it worked on Interlagos, it can work next year, we know where we are heading. But well, I'm glad things showed them that it isn't what it is. Like, Lewis got overtaken by Yuki Tsunoda. Like, holy shit. Kudos to Yuki. And then I actually made a little poster for this segment. It's called Checking on Charles. So on Sunday, the race was about to start. All the cars lined up on the grid and they were going on the formation lap. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. I think I was texting someone or something. I looked away. I was like, okay, it's a formation lap, it's not important. And then I hear the broadcasters going crazy. Then I look at the screen and I see poor Charles in the wall. What happened? Oh my god. Give this guy a little break. Look at him. I actually heard his radio message saying, why am I so unlucky? And yeah, Charles said that he's gonna go on a spiritual journey. He said that he's gonna go to Lourdes or something to, check in with why he's having so much bad luck. Poor Charles. And the rest of the race was quite eventful. So let me rush through it soon without bickering about. Lap 1, turn 1. Again, Alex Albon, Kevin Magnussen, and the other Haas came together. I feel so bad for these guys, like I really do. Haas isn't doing really well this year, and I don't know, I really want them to do well, but they also struggle to keep up with the development rate of the other teams. So moving on to the rest of the race, it was pretty normal and standard. And I forgot to mention, after the turn 1 incident, a tire hit Daniel Ricciardo and Oscar Piastri. They took some damage and they went to the pits so there was a red flag after the first lap incident. So when Daniel Ricciardo and Oscar Piastri went to the pits, apparently because they did not cross the start finish line, their lap was not counted, so they were still a lap down when they started with the others. So they repaired the cars, got back on the track, but they were a lap down. So both of them would have finished in the points, but they were basically lab rats for They are the second drivers. They were testing tire compounds, checking on wear and tear rate. And what happened to Mercedes? Mercedes, they retired George Russell's car. He was complaining behind Hamilton, saying that, are you gonna let me pass or what? And because George was trying to get past Lewis. Lewis was saving his tires. They weren't having a good weekend at all. Like, Lewis didn't have any tires left at the end of the race. They had a huge tire wear. Pretty sad for Mercedes. Probably their worst weekend in a while. And then in the end, the last few laps with Fernando Alonso defending against Sergio Perez was really, really nice to watch. It was quite a treat. And with 2 laps to go, Sergio Perez did overtake Alonso. And then in the last lap, Alonso was following him really close. And Sergio made one mistake going into turn 1 because he thought he had to defend from Alonso. So he put his car out of the racing line. Fernando saw the opportunity and he was way faster on the first sector. And then at the end of the second DRS straight, he just sent it and caught him. And then they actually had quite a photo finish. I will put some footage in here. I hope I don't get copyright restricted, but let's see. So the race wrapped up as follows: Max first, Lando second, Fernando's third, and that's the first time Fernando and Lando shared a podium. And Checo was fourth, and the rest was Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Yuki, Ocon, respectively. Those were the only guys in points. So the current championship standings are as follows. Max and Lewis have 32 points difference between them. So basically, if Lewis scores 16 points more than him each weekend, he can get P2 in the Drivers' Championship. So now let's move on to our track walk around the Las Vegas Grand Prix. So this is the first year this track is ever on an F1 calendar. Previously there was also a Las Vegas Grand Prix, and that was just a parking lot turned into a track which was like 3 kilometers, but this is 6.2 kilometers long. Now we approach turn 1, which is T1 Harbour Island Apartments, or I would like to call it the Piggy's Rear Feet. So this track is another counterclockwise track on the calendar, and it starts at the former Grand Prix parking lot. So this corner is also situated at the pit exits, so it's going to be quite entertaining during the race watching the drivers manage this. And now we drive down the Piggy's Belly, or the Cover lane, and now we head into the famous MSG sphere, which spans up to 3 corners. 4. Turn 6, 7, 8 and 9. I forgot turn 8 and 7 were not one corner. The best part about this track is it's going to be the coldest Grand Prix on the calendar. Temperatures might drop down to single digits. So we're going to see some crazy setups from cars, and cars like Ferrari and the Haas that can get their tires warm up quick would be favored on this track, especially for qualifying. And now we enter turn 10 and turn 11, which are the fastest corners on the track, which would be ideal for most drivers to warm up their tires, so they'll have to hammer their tires out in this sector. But it would be pretty interesting to see how they're going to manage the temperatures and pressures for this track, because if I'm not mistaken, it was even predicted to snow this weekend or rain on qualifying and practice. So it's going to be like a journey into the unknown. And now we end into the Las Vegas Strip. It's quite a famous road all over the world. There's a very tiny corner here, which is not really a corner, it's almost flat out, and then it enters into a 1.9 kilometer straight, which is the longest straight on the F1 calendar. There has also been a lot of controversy around this track, with the trees being removed for the circuit and a few other things. I'll get on with that in the latter part of the video. Now we slow down through turn 14, 15 and 16 into Harmon Avenue. And then heading straight along Harmon Avenue, we could wrap up our lap. And I should also be doing more track walks with this car because my god, this car is fun to drive. Like it's not the fastest, but the balance and how light this car is, it's really cool. If you guys have Assetto Corsa, please do try this. And that wraps up our track walk. So now we'll move on to our hot lap along with the news. So first of all, Vegas liveries, baby. Oh my god, you should have seen the liveries. I wanted to actually see what livery I favored the most, but damn, they're all really pretty. I mean, the Red Bull, the more you look at it, the more you feel like, it's a bit meh. But oh my god, I love the Williams one. I'll put up some pictures here so you guys can see too. So what's down for news? You guys must have heard about the Andretti thing, and GM is coming on as a works engine manufacturer. Oh, and by the way, the hot lap for this, I decided to stay consistent and try it on with this car because I've been using this for almost all my videos, and I would like to improve my old times next year. So there is no fastest lap for me to set out a 20-second time window, so I'm gonna try to do it for next year. Let's see. So Vegas has a lot of positives and negatives. I saw this video of a woman walking around and she was saying that a lot of trees were cut down, lakes were emptied for paddocks, and buildings, bridges were covered with big boards, so people cannot peek in through the hotel windows. I mean, I do get it on a revenue standpoint. Yes, they would like to make the best of it, but I don't know, I'm sure there could be a middle ground. And also the ticket prices being too high, and now the prices are going down, and most of the other people who paid the full amount are like asking for compensation because they lose a lot of money. I don't know, there's a lot of drama going on behind that. I do understand, but this is the first time it's being hosted there. And also, I know I did slag off this track a bit, but I mean, I would also say it's the first time, it's pretty new, and I'm pretty sure this might be interesting. Like the previous circuits such as Bahrain and a few others, every circuit when it's the first time they're there, no one's like extremely excited. People are like, oh, this might be a flop, this might be a flop. So let's give Vegas a chance and see. Plus, so many drivers are very excited to be there. And also, did you guys see Lewis Hamilton's he has a Fortnite skin, I don't know, is that what you call it, or an avatar? Basically, you can play as Lewis and Coco, his dog. Oh no, is it Roscoe? It is Roscoe. I mean, on Instagram it's Roscoe Loves Coco. It's Roscoe. You can play as Roscoe and wait, my bad, no. It's apparently he lands down in a hoverboard and Roscoe is on that hoverboard. I'm sorry, I don't play Fortnite. And also, just to clarify, in the previous video, or maybe the video I'm uploading after this, I would have been surprised by a lap time that was set by me. It was by me. I did not know it was me. I forgot it was this track. The thing is, I just downloaded the game to try it on my old laptop, which was a potato, and it ran it like at 15 FPS, 30 FPS, and then I put it at the lowest graphics, and then I could barely see anything. But look at this, look how beautiful this looks. So yeah, I did build a PC for 500 euros. I put it in my shorts. If you guys want me to speak more about it, I can. Anyways, it wasn't 500, it was around 500-ish, a bit more or less if you calculate shipping. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great evening and enjoy the Las Vegas Grand Prix. By the way, the opening ceremony, they said that it's supposed to be better than the Super Bowl half show, so I would say I'm curious. I usually don't watch it, but I will try to wake up and watch it this time. So I'll be putting my predictions right now on the screen because it's going to be a bit too long for me to justify them, and I will do a follow-up short on how they pan out. Alright, let's wrap it up now. See you guys, have a nice weekend. Bye.